We are going with a classic lentil burger today, but instead of grilling, and I missed the first part. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3.
You realize, like, I guess it's just the musician in me, because, like, when things are counted, like, I guess I expect there to be, like, a, you know, like a 2, 3, 4, wah, and you go, okay, we're going 1, 2, 3. And, like, there's no rhythm to it.
I'm impatient. Okay, now we go. 1, 2, 3. Hi guys, I'm Anna.
And I'm Brian.
And we are
Those Annoying Vegans! And today is the third and final installation of our Lentils trilogy.
We are going with a classic lentil burger today. It is salt-free, oil-free, and instead of grilling or frying it, we will be baking it.
That's right, and as for seasoning, we threw in some green bell pepper, some onion, some garlic clove, some chili powder, some black pepper.
You really can't go wrong with the seasoning. You can go as light or as heavy as you'd like, but we prefer heavy because we like savory.
And as always, this recipe is delicious, affordable, and easy to make.
So let's make it.
Let's make it.
Oh, can we eat now?
Yes. This is the barbecue, so this is you. Here it is. Look at this. Look at this.
Oh no. Hold on.
What's the matter?
I need to eat it like this.
Wait, what? Just grab it with one hand.
Because it's too big.
Mmm. Wow. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I got mesquite smoke flavor in there. You know, avocado like all over your face.
That's okay.
Who doesn't love a good burger? You know what I mean? It's like so tasty. And it's really easy to make a burger. Like surprisingly easy to make a burger. You just put a bunch of stuff in a food processor and blend it up.
This is good. So I know a lot of people have a thing about mushrooms. I love mushrooms. They're like some of my favorite food. But you can leave them out or use less if you don't like it too mushroomy. This doesn't taste too mushroomy to me, actually.
No, it tastes smoky. Because of liquid smoke.
We were trying a new flavor today.
Mesquite instead of the hickory. They're both good. The thing you have to realize is, like with all animal products, hamburgers are seasoned. They're loaded with salt, pepper. They're fried in oil. They might even add like liquid smoke, like they add liquid smoke to bacon. You cook things on a grill, which will then change the flavor depending on what you're heating the grill with. So like recreating these flavors is really not hard at all, and you don't need the ground up cow flesh.
It held up pretty well. I think we nailed the proportions.
I got some oats in there to keep it together. Flax egg.
You can add some chipotle powder. You can add garlic powder.
Mustard. Do mustard powder.
Mustard.
And the thing is too about being an oil-free patty is that we baked it. I actually think it held up better that way. Like the patties held together really well.
Me too.
By baking them. There are companies like Beyond Meat and Impossible Burger and Gardein and all these companies, Boca, that try to recreate hamburger patties or chicken patties. And so they have oil in them, as do most processed vegan foods. And if you're really trying to recreate exactly like the juiciness and the greasiness of a cow flesh hamburger, then maybe you do want to like fry them in oil or grill them or, put oil in the patty itself. But we're trying to be healthy on this channel as well. That's the thing with the processed vegan foods, is that they are designed to recreate a food that is already unhealthy for you. So when people go, vegan processed food's super unhealthy, it's recreating the unhealthy thing that people are eating.
Already eating. Granted, I do have some oil on mine because of the vegan mayo.
You can also make an oil-free mayo. There's this channel on YouTube that shows you how to do it.
Shall we talk about what we're talking about?
I know.
So as a thank you for reaching 10,000 subscribers a few weeks ago, we did a Q&A in our second video, and we want to cap it off with a Q&A in this video for those of you on YouTube who didn't get a chance to ask us questions.
Let's see what you had to ask.
Pregunta número uno.
Where did you get your sources posters on the wall next to you?
These are from Simple Happy Kitchen, and we'd be happy to email you a PDF of them. So email us, thoseannoyingvegans@gmail.com.
In terms of veganism, what is one goal you wish to achieve in the near future, i.e. opening a farm sanctuary, volunteering, doing more activism?
Well, if we're talking about the immediate future, I want to do as much activism as possible. So I think we're on fire. This vegan thing, it's like taking over the world, and we gotta milk that veganly. I've always loved the idea of having a sanctuary, but the truth is, there are sanctuaries out there who actually need a ton of help. So our time, energy, and money, I feel, would be better spent helping the sanctuaries that are already out there. Having a sanctuary is a full-time job. It is a complete and absolute commitment, and I think if we were to open a sanctuary anytime soon, we wouldn't be able to do as much activism as we are.
Some immediate goals for me, I would say my mom is coming to town. She may have already come to town by the time you see this, but at the time of filming, she's not here yet, and I want her to come to our Sunday vigil. And then I have a friend who's in my band who also teaches CrossFit, and he's so close to going vegan because he knows that vegan athletes are out there crushing it. And he doesn't want to clog his arteries with saturated fat and cholesterol. And he's seen the improvements, the performance improvements, and all of the health benefits for athletes by going vegan. So I think he just needs like a little nudge.
He's so good.
And then he might be our first non-vegan friend who we were friends with before we went vegan to then turn vegan.
Yeah, because believe it or not, that still hasn't happened.
Yep.
3 years into this.
He coaches CrossFit, and so then he could then tell his students, "Oh, I'm a vegan. I'm a vegan athlete," and they'd be like, "What?" Because he lifts a lot of weight.
Yes.
He's very strong, and he could be even stronger on a whole food plant-based diet.
On that note, I've been working on my acting class. I have some really receptive classmates, and my acting coach has been incredibly supportive when it comes to allowing me to express what has inspired me that particular week. Even if it's unrelated to acting per se, it is still feeding my acting passion in a very tangible way. So every week I share something related to our activism or what we did, and I witness everyone's hearts opening. I have a classmate who always asks me, "Did you single-handedly change the world again?" Like, it's never single-handedly.
Yes, I did.
It's a team effort.
And by the way, when we say like save the world, like, are you worried about the world? The world's going to be here. It's been here for 4 billion years. It's going to keep being here until the sun expands and engulfs it and burns it to
a crisp.
So the earth will be fine. It's just a matter of if we will be fine.
And some animals who are in danger of extinction, like elephants. Can you imagine a world without elephants?
How do you feel about the recent report on climate change, and how do you not just feel terror for the future? How do we feel about it? I would say pretty expected. World's getting warmer. That shouldn't shock anyone. If it does, you're not paying attention. We're pumping carbon dioxide into the atmosphere at incredibly high rates, and the single biggest contributor to carbon emissions is the animal agriculture industry. So, of course, the planet's going to keep warming up. Of course, hurricanes are going to keep getting worse. Droughts are going to get worse. Snowstorms are going to get worse. All of the climate events are going to become more extreme. And that's just now the new norm. It's just a matter of, can we stop it?
But I am hopeful because now we're actually seeing sources like CNN who are reporting on climate change, ways to help alleviate or reverse climate change, it now says reduce your meat consumption. They used to never say that before.
Yeah, it's true. Used to be a lot of like turn off your lights, turn up your thermostat.
Eco-friendly cars.
Yeah, buy a Prius.
That's putting a Band-Aid on the problem.
Yeah, it's not going to work. I wouldn't necessarily say I feel terror.
We feel urgency.
Urgency for sure. Like what kind of a world do we want to leave behind for future generations? I don't necessarily think future generations should have to live in a world that we screwed up. So if we could reverse it, that would be great. And we can reverse it. Just go vegan. That's the single most effective way to reduce your carbon footprint on the planet is to eat a plant-based diet.
Yeah, absolutely. Climate change is primarily linked to animal agriculture. I'm gonna pull out this patty.
Oh, just gonna eat a hamburger patty?
Yeah.
Okay. How's it taste?
Pretty good.
Like a hamburger? Vegan magic. What can a young person do about having unsupportive family members about their vegan lifestyle? My guardian likes to complain about how expensive everything is and how picky I am. How expensive and picky, in quotes. Well, we kind of made a video about this.
Yeah.
It's called My Partner's Not Vegan, like how to convey, what veganism means to you, to a partner who is not vegan. A lot of the same tactics could be applied to family.
Yeah, absolutely. Make veganism something that matters to you, that you care about. I would say, instead of trying to convince someone to go vegan, plant your seeds, spread the truth, offer them information, but maybe come at it from an angle of, this really matters to me, and I know that you love me and you support my passions and you support what I believe in, so I would really like it if you supported my veganism. It's something I'm really passionate about. Maybe
you can't convince, your mom or dad to care about some pigs on a factory farm in North Carolina, but they already care about you.
And it takes time. I mean, we still have family and friends who are not vegan, and maybe they will never go vegan, but on the opposite spectrum, there are so many people that you can inspire to go on that journey with you. I can understand how living at home and sort of being financially dependent on your parents, on your family, is a challenge, but it's doable. It's happened before. Kids have convinced their parents to go vegan.
You're one of them.
Yeah. Well, I don't live at home.
No, but you're a kid who convinced a parent to go vegan.
Just continue planting those seeds. Remember that their resistance is more a reflection of their internal conflict. So also be loving in your outreach towards them. Would you ever do a video on just your adorable cats? You just want to watch it?
Just 20 minutes of our cats or what?
I don't know.
We like our videos to have some sort of vegan activist component.
If
Gracie did some outreach at a Cube of Truth or something.
They're all sleeping right now.
They're all sleeping right now, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry.
They're having their evening nap.
We made 3 videos about what we feed them, which has been somewhat controversial, but cats are who they are. We'll try to feature them more in our videos.
Yeah.
Oh,
look who's here.
Oh, sorry.
You terrified her.
Sorry.
Wow, she almost hit the roof.
This is Emmy.
Look how big she is.
Emmy used to be a little tiny kitten. And you're still a kitten. There's also Aria and Gracie, and we made a video about Sweetie.
You're so beautiful. Look at your beautiful face.
Oh, you went down. Okay.
You want to get down?
Okay.
Yay, Moose. What are your thoughts on a zero-waste, low-impact lifestyle, as many zero-wasters are vegan? We love it.
Yeah. It's a really good idea. The less waste you can produce, the better. We've
made an effort to reduce our use of plastic. Whenever we go out to restaurants, we tell them, no, keep the plasticware, keep the straws. We don't want it. We bring our bamboo-ware with us when we go to a festival or somewhere where we know we're going to get food to take out. And I've also started using this, which has been an amazing lifestyle change, and it's saved me so much money, and it's definitely a lower waste product than tampons or menstrual pads. So consider that. There's a period of adjustment, but it's at the point now where NBD. And when you go to the grocery store, bring your reusable bags with you.
The less one-use plastic you can use and the fewer things that you have to put into the recycling or in some states throw away, the better.
Reusable water bottles. I mean, there is nothing wrong with zero waste. There is plenty of waste on the planet already. Honey, yay or nay? I say nay, but I see some vegans consuming honey. We made a video about honey you might want to check out. We go really in depth about honey. We don't personally consume it. We prefer agave syrup.
Yeah, more maple syrup.
We don't even really consume agave or maple syrup very often.
No.
Like, what do you put that in?
Yeah, I mean, you can use it to sweeten stuff, sweeten pancakes and stuff like that.
Some people use it for tea.
At the end of the day, honey is the product of an animal. And in fact, in the 1940s definition of veganism by the Vegan Society, honey was included on the list of things that vegans abstain from. And why do you need to drink bee vomit when we have other sweet things to consume? If you had to create a chart or list of the most to least healthy vegan foods, how would you rank them? Well, I would say at the top is
whole foods,
whole plant foods. At the bottom, processed junk foods. And just...
Is there a vegan food, though, that just is like the healthiest vegan food?
Well, according to Dr. Michael Greger, who founded nutritionsfacts.org, leafy greens are widely regarded as the most nutritious thing you can eat. Those are all really healthy for you, really high in fiber, really high in nutrients, antioxidants, low in fat. They're good.
Definitely stick the processed foods down at the bottom with the oil all there. Down there. Hello, processed foods.
As wonderful as the Beyond Burger is, it's not a health food.
There's a TMI that I sort of wanted to share about the Beyond Burger.
Oh, I think I know where you're going with this.
I don't know if I want to share it.
Hey, they got us to 10,000 subscribers.
Every single time I have a Beyond Meat patty, my pee smells bad.
It's the asparagus of processed vegan foods.
And it's like minutes after I have it.
Yeah.
TMI, right?
Has Brian made some gains? I don't know, have I? Have I made some gains? I don't know, we've been going to the gym, so...
Yeah.
I'm not trying to bulk up. I don't know, I thought about doing that maybe in like journaling. Like maybe take a year or something and try to bulk up. But it's like, we're already doing a lot. But we do go to the gym and we try to eat as whole food plant-based as we can. So hopefully that is translating physically.
Visually.
Yes. You've made some gains too.
Well, I'm wearing a baggy shirt, but...
I am too.
Is it weird that I am a frequent watcher and yet I am not a vegan?
Is it weird? No.
No, we wouldn't say it's weird.
I guess most of our viewers are probably vegan.
We always prefer not to be speaking into an echo chamber. So we are hugely appreciative of your open mind and willingness to learn more information. So keep watching and maybe something will click someday and you'll make a connection somewhere. Our question to you might be, what is keeping you from taking that next step? And we'd love to help you out with that. So let us know in the comments.
What do you say to people who use the excuse that I don't know what is really healthy because nutrition research is always changing and everyone involved with research is biased as a reason that they won't go vegan? In order to really examine bias, you have to examine whether or not the person or group involved has any financial gain from a particular outcome of a study. The American Egg Board Association, for example, if they fund a study, chances are they want that study to show that eggs are good for you because they sell eggs and they want to keep selling eggs to people.
Logic. Most studies online, though, will disclose conflicts of interest. You just have to use your discernment. Also, it's pretty intuitive that oranges, apples, avocados, nuts, seeds, grapes are good for you, and pizza and cheese and burgers and chicken wings are not.
No one has suffered ill health effects from eating broccoli. Yes, our body of knowledge is always changing, but there is definitely a consensus that whole plant foods are good for you. What is your stance on vaccinations, guys? I don't know that we're qualified to talk about vaccinations.
I don't know that we've ever actually sat down and thought about this in depth.
In my opinion, vaccinations are a good idea. If there's a disease that is very deadly and it spreads very easily, and if you can vaccinate a population to prevent them from dying, that's a good idea. And I've been vaccinated, like it was just standard.
Well,
as a
back in
kid.
the day, children used to die from measles, mumps, rubella, and we started vaccinating, and now they don't die from measles, mumps, and rubella. So in a sense, I can see the benefits of certain vaccinations, but stuff like the flu vaccine,
like flu shots,
not a huge fan. I mean, I feel like those are, I don't know, maybe for the elderly population. I just don't know enough. I know that I won't get them. I don't think they're necessary.
No, especially if you eat a whole food plant-based diet.
Yeah.
Like, when's the last time you or I were sick?
And I feel like the viruses are just going to get more potent, and we're just going to have to make stronger and stronger vaccinations. And I don't know, one of the things I love about being vegan is knowing what I put into my body.
I think it's safe to say we're not anti-vaxxers, and we're not like 100% pro-vax. I don't know, we just don't know.
Yeah. We have to
Wish we
educate
knew
ourselves more on that, I think. How do you handle bugs, say bed bugs, cockroaches, fleas, mosquitoes, stink bugs, water bugs, etc.?
Leaving aside the specific insects, I think the point of the question is, what do you do with like insects in your home? You know, do you kill them? Do you put them outside? That sort of thing. We've never had bed bugs or an infestation of any kind.
I've had to deal with fleas before. And here's the thing. I mean, if it comes to choosing between my cats being riddled with fleas and getting bites everywhere, I'm gonna get rid of the fleas.
And we know that cats have a deeper experience of life than a flea. You know, they're higher up on the sentience hierarchy. There is a hierarchy. I know meat eaters like to say, you know, well, to a vegan, all lives are equal. No, there is a hierarchy. You know, you probably love your family members more than you love strangers.
Or you probably love your dog more than you love someone else's dog.
But that doesn't mean that you need to go on a killing spree. So if you can remove the insects from your home without harming them, obviously we try to do that. We take spiders out, we take grasshoppers out. If there's an infestation of fleas, we can't exactly negotiate with the fleas. Like, we can't say, hey, would you please leave the cat alone?
And if there's a risk of disease as well. Fleas can carry worms and make your animal companions really, really sick.
If you see a spider in the bathroom just stomping on it with a shoe, that's not necessarily the most vegan thing to do. When you can escort the insect from your home in a safe way, I would say do it.
Yeah.
You know, it's sort of case by case. Each situation is different, so use your best vegan judgment.
So thank you guys so much for getting us to 10,000 subscribers.
Yes.
Please continue to share our videos. That's how we get out there. It is all thanks to you and your reposting and sharing. So thank you. Thank you so much.
So if you like this video, please click that thumbs up down below. That really helps us out. And if you haven't already, subscribe. And make sure you crush that notification bell so you'll be notified every time we put out a new video.
And if you haven't checked us out on Facebook or Instagram yet, please do so. We're very active on those. And check out our Etsy store as well for some really cool vegan swag.
And of course, a huge thank you to all of our patrons on Patreon. You guys are amazing. You allow us to do so many great things in the world of vegan activism. We wouldn't be able to do the things that we do without you. And if you like what we do on this channel and you'd like to support our activism, the Patreon link is in the description below. Bye!
I think we might put together some sort of activism compilation of all the stuff we've been doing lately. So
We can do that.
yeah, we're headed to a vigil right now.
Yes. That's why it's dark in the kitchen, darker than normal.
Yeah, it got late. And
Got late and
it's also getting darker earlier now.
Yes, because the sun is on the other side of the flat disk.
We're
No one
not-
asked us if we were flat earthers.
I know.
No one
so
asked us
funny.
that.
We are not
We're not flat earthers.
flat earthers.
Because that's anti-science nonsense.
The day someone finds the edge of the earth and you show it to
Just
me,
go with a drone to the edge of the ice wall
And
and
prove
film
it.
it. If the earth is flat and you're so sure it's flat, film it, prove it. You'd become a bajillionaire. You would have changed the history of humanity as we know it. Just get on an airplane and go to Antarctica and prove it. That's all I want. You'd be more famous than any single astrologist in the history of the world.
oh my gosh, imagine beating Galileo.
Yeah, and Copernicus, like all those dudes would just be left in the
But
dust.
instead, we have a bunch of people online just typing away,
Yes.
claiming that the Earth is flat, and we're expected
Yeah.
to believe that.
You're worth it to me.